Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey. I'm Crochet with Kelsey over on Instagram. I'm a crocheter, pattern designer, and small business owner. I did something kind of crazy this week. Whenever I was trying to find my markets to do this winter, I inquired about a lot of them, and the one that I'm going to today actually said that they were full, and on Tuesday, today is Saturday, but on Tuesday they called me and said that they had an opening. So because I have no self-control, I went ahead and said that I would do it. So today we are going to LD Bell High School in Hurst, Texas. It's about 30 minutes away from where I live. So it's supposed to be a good one, and we'll just have to see. Since a spot opened up for this craft show last minute, I told myself I wasn't going to stress myself out. I still had plenty of inventory, so I wasn't going to go crazy market prepping. So my focus of the week was really just making some of those smaller items to restock, like my keychains, mystery boxes, and claw machine items, because I sold quite a few of those at my last market. I always keep the first plushie that I make from my crochet patterns for promotional reasons, but they were kind of stockpiling up, so I decided I'm going to take them to the market today. Some of my older patterns that maybe don't sell as well anymore, so it's nice to have some extra shelf space for more yarn. I did get here a little late today, so I didn't have the most time to take a video of my booth, but we're less than an hour in, and here's what my booth looks like so far. Everything was full, and I've already made back double my booth fee, so it's going very well so far. So I'm definitely glad at this moment that I decided to do another craft show this weekend. The biggest items that I've sold today have been my Eevee and my Toothless Snuggler. The Eevee for $55 and the Toothless Snuggler for $60. It was listed for $70, but the lady seemed interested and put it down, so I told her I'd give it to her for $60 because I've had it for a while. And a lot of people are commenting on the resin eyes that I make, so that's been cool to kind of share my process. And the Luna Moth Dragon has been getting a lot of attention, so fingers crossed that it sells today. I'm also running a little low on my keychain so far, but my very first item that I sold today was my Rodrigo the Polar Bear keychain, so I'm definitely going to be making more of those for my next market next weekend, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to make enough inventory to make up for what I sell today. I also sold 3 little loaf cats already. So it's now about 3:30, and today has been absolutely insane. Maybe my best market ever. So this is all I have left at 3:30. Sold a good bit of Pokemon, my Eevee for sure. I have no idea why my little Snorlaxes haven't sold yet. They've gotten a lot of attention, but nobody's bought them yet. I sold a lot of snugglers. I sold all of my Ditty decks from Handmade by Jody's pattern. I sold a bunch of my winter snuggler patterns, and I sold a little cow snuggler. I might be forgetting some others. I lowered the prices of my ornaments for this market, and a few people have bought them, so that's good, and hopefully I can clear them out by Christmas. There's almost nothing left in the $10 bin, so I'm gonna have to work on making some more stuff for that this week. And we're looking pretty low on keychains as well, so I'll need to restock that. I sold most of my little loaf cats that I had right here, so I actually put the rest of them over here. I had 3 display things with $12 items, and I ended up combining all the $12 items just to here because things were looking a little bit empty. This is still looking pretty full, so at least I know that I have plenty of larger items for next weekend. We only have 1 mystery box left, so we'll see if that gets purchased today. And I almost sold my Luna Moth Dragon. Somebody called their partner to double check, if they could get it, and their partner didn't answer, so they took that as a sign not to. But they appreciated it for what it was, which was nice. And we still have these guys too. We've sold a good bit of claw machine items today. Here's a little behind the scenes look at what I see. Pretty cool, right? In my own little corner. As always, I brought a pattern to work on. I bought this pattern by Posy Creates a couple of weeks ago when I saw it was released, and I was so excited to make it. And I also wanted to use these eyes from Lush Lux Loops, so I thought this would be the perfect project. So this is Gemma the Dragon. She's gonna have ears and stuff. Maybe you've seen the pattern, but it's going to be super cute. But so far, I have the head done and the body done, so it's going to be a little simpler. So we'll see how much I can get done. So I will tune in with you guys tomorrow to tell you all the little things that happened today, along with how much money I made and what my best sellers were. So see you then. I feel like it's been a while since you guys have seen Bonnie, so I just wanted to show you her for a second. If you think she's cute, you should definitely subscribe. And as a fun fact, did you know that the knot on top of their head is called an occiput? And its purpose is because when predators would try to eat their head, it would kind of block their skull from getting crushed. Isn't that right, Bonnie? Yeah. We also got Mr. Max in the cut over here. Also looking quite cute today, if I do say so myself. I hope you all enjoyed that little intermission of my little fur babies. But it's actually been over 2 weeks since my market that I just showed you, and I actually have done another market since then. But first, I'm going to recap the market at LD Bell High School. And let me just say, it was my best market that I've ever done. I thought that the Jingle Bash was good, but at this one I sold over $1,000 worth of inventory, which is huge for me. I've never sold that much before, so it was a really great way to close out the market season this year. So as I was talking to some other vendors, it's really hard to get a booth at this craft show, and I understand why. It was extremely busy, tons of foot traffic. The students were there to help, which was really nice because they helped us set up, and regardless of the rain that was going on outside all day, there was still a huge turnout, so you can just tell that the school has a really great support system. And apparently a bunch of people got sick with pneumonia this year, so a bunch of vendors had to give up their spots last minute, so that's how I got in. But since I did do it this year, I have first dibs for the same booth next year. So I am going to be doing this one next year. It's always the first Saturday of December. It went really smoothly. I actually gave Nick the day off, and it was moving really fast, but I was able to handle it. The only thing that's a little scary is having to leave your booth if you have to go to the bathroom, or in this case, I had to go pay my booth fee at the front office, and the school is like a maze, so it was a little stressful just hoping that my neighbor would hold things down while I was gone. Besides that, it went pretty smoothly. They had the option to bring us lunch for $9, so I got a really dry barbecue sandwich, but at least I didn't have to leave my booth. So unfortunately, Nick didn't have time to complete a pegboard in the amount of time that I kind of needed it by, so I ended up buying this one from Amazon, and it held up really well. It's a little heavy to carry it around, but it's 5 panels, so you can put a lot of stuff on there. And it was really exactly what I needed, so I think I'm gonna hang on to that one. It's not as tall as the other one, but you also don't have to risk it, you know, smashing someone, so you win some, you lose some, right? The one chaotic event that was a little hard for me to handle that happened throughout the day was someone came and played the claw machine, and whenever you play the claw machine, the coin comes out of the side, right? So you can get the coin again if you know to, or if you see it and you want to. So anyway, it was like really crazy, and I ended up selling a total of 68 items, I think. So I mean, it was kind of nonstop, popping until like 2 o'clock. So anyway, this guy comes and he wants to play the claw machine, and he pays for 2 tokens. So I go over there, I turn the claw machine on for him, and I give him his tokens, and he plays, he gets his things, and he leaves. So the claw machine is still on, because I was dealing with other customers, and a little kid found the coins that were on the side, and he is playing the claw machine, which, you know, whatever, that's my fault for not immediately going over there to get the coins back. But after he gets a plushie out of it, I go up to his mom and I said, hey, I just want to let you know that it's gonna cost $7. And she looks upset. The kid is upset because he's like, I want this, I want this. And then now they feel like they have to buy something. They're saying, oh, well, you should get a keychain instead so that you can actually hang on to it. Because yeah, the claw machine items are very small, and so are my keychains, but at least they're like on something to keep a hold of. So I mean, they had a valid point, and it's only $1 more to get the keychain than pay for the claw machine plushie. So anyway, he goes back to the claw machine and he's still trying to play, and they're literally having to like rip him away from it. They're like showing him the keychains and he's like, no, I want to keep this one, and they don't want him to have the one that he got out of the claw machine for some reason. So he's like smashing it. The parents are trying to pull it out of his hand, and it ends in him having a temper tantrum in the middle of my booth. So I didn't really know how to like handle that, and eventually the dad just like dragged him out and was like, this is so embarrassing. And I was like, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, it was just an interesting event. Even when his dad was dragging him out, he was pouting, crying, throwing a tantrum, but he grabbed for the claw machine again, and he's like trying to play it some more. I'm not good at hiding how I'm feeling, so my face was probably like just like waiting to see what was gonna happen next. But the whole ordeal was probably over in 5 minutes, so it wasn't like the end of the world. It definitely was a little startling because I'm not really sure how to handle that, but I am very proud of myself for standing up for myself and my products and telling them that they had to pay for what their child took out of the claw machine. Besides that, everyone else was very pleasant. There were no people. There was like one lady that was trying to get something for like $10 off, but I didn't give it to her. There was another lady who really had her eye on the toothless snuggler, and I said, you know, you can have it for $10 off or something, because she put it back down, and it was the very beginning of the market. I've had that plushie for a really, really long time, so I'm really just trying to like clean out my inventory so that I can kind of start new next year. So anyway, she got a little $10 discount, but she didn't ask for it or anything, so I felt fine about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what all sold. Oh, he loves to ram into my arm. Okay, Max, I'm trying to record. I didn't bring my little stand home today, so I'm having to hold my camera. Okay, you can't rub against it though. Please excuse Max's tail. I guess he's just gonna stand like this for a while. But I sold a total of 8 snugglers. I sold 3 Diddy Dexes, a reindeer snuggler, seal snuggler, and gingerbread snuggler from my winter snugglers pack. I sold a little cow snuggler and my toothless snuggler as well. I sold 5 out of 6 of my loaf cats. I sold a total of 6 claw machine items, and I sold a total of 13 keychains at this market. And I brought 6 car hangers. I had these little like smiley face guys. I'm sure you saw them in the video previously. But I had 2 of those. I had 2 Frank the Frog swingers and I had 2 ducks on swings. So I sold all 6 of those at this market. I really thought that the ornaments were going to be a hit this season, but they definitely weren't. So I went out of my way kind of market prepping the wrong things, but I only sold 3 ornaments at this market, which it's okay. You live and you learn. I sold every single one of my mystery boxes, so that was awesome. So I brought a total of 9 and I sold all 9. I also sold 3 different Pokemon plushies. I sold my Eevee, my Togepi, and my Mudkip. And then some of the other plushies that I sold were my Bob and Punchy Animal Crossing characters, which I worked for so long on because I had to hand cut out all the felt. I'll put a little picture of them up here so you can see what all of them looked like together. But I'm glad we had some Animal Crossing fans here. But I've had those for a long time and nobody has bought them. They're by Ghost Kitty Crochet and I got to test them for her and they're really great patterns. They just take a really long time. But I finally sold them at this market. I also sold a little Stegosaurus plushie, a pocket frog. So I brought all of my old plushies that I made when I started crocheting just because I wanted to get rid of them. I can't throw them in the trash can, right? But I'm like, you know what? Maybe somebody will like this. And I had this hideous bunny. At least I think it was pretty bad. I like tried to put blush on it and somehow its face got distorted and yeah, it just wasn't good. It was literally like the 3rd amigurumi plushie that I ever made. So I sold that one for $15, but it did sell. So I was really surprised that people wanted them. I also sold my little French bulldog. That's one of my patterns. I sold a bear with a bee hat, which is Dee Dee's plushies pattern. I sold 2 chickens, a corn, and chili pepper from Crochet Mizadi, as well as an itty bitty kitty. I sold a mini little dragon and a blueberry plushie that I freehanded, as well as 2 of my fruit snails. So I sold a total of 69 items and I made a total of $1,025. So I'm so happy that I went to this last minute. I was really debating it at first. I was like, don't burn yourself out, don't burn yourself out. You know, save up for the next market. But I'm so glad that I did it because my next market was not as good as I thought it was going to be. So this one kind of made up for it. I'm doing it next year for sure. And yeah, it was just amazing. And the booth fee was only $125. So I actually paid for the booth fee this year and my booth fee next year. So I made back both booth fees. It's a tongue twister. But with subtracting just the $125 for this market, I made a total of $900 in profit, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, really happy that I did this market. And I'll see you guys next year at LD Bell High School for their winter holiday show. So let's talk about the Bobcat Dazzlers market that I did last Saturday. So LD Bell was 2 Saturdays ago, and then I had Bobcat Dazzlers this past Saturday, and it was pretty good last year when I did it. I've actually done it the past 3 years. I actually used to sell wax melts before I got into the amigurumi game, so I've been there the past 3 years. It's always been decent. I haven't made like a ton of money ever, but this year I don't know, it was kind of slower than normal. I don't know why, but a lot of people didn't seem like they were really willing to buy stuff, or, you know, they said we already have everything for Christmas. So I don't know if it's like too close to Christmas to be wanting to purchase more Christmas gifts, but I thought that was kind of the whole point of like a holiday bazaar. This one kind of disappointed me. I was basically trying to give my ornaments away at this one, so I sold a total of 5 of them, and I sold them for either $10 or $5 if somebody was looking at them, because I just want to kind of clear them out at this point. I only sold 1 snuggler, I sold only 1 mystery box, and let me tell you, so I was working my booty off to get all the mystery boxes and keychains restocked, so I think I made 9 mystery box items and 14 keychains like 3 days before the market, and my wrist was starting to hurt and it was kind of just a nightmare, and I was stressing myself out and burning myself out, and it just was no good just for 1 mystery box to sell and 1 keychain to sell. Literally 1 keychain sold, which I sold 14 at my last market, and they're usually my best sellers at every single market. So I was just like, what the heck is going on? It is what it is. I sold 2 claw machine items, 1 car hanger. I sold my bigger Snorlax that I had. I sold my strawberry cow. This little girl was so cute. She came up to my booth and she grabbed the cow and she just gave it like the tightest hug. She was probably like 5 years old, but it was adorable, and her mom was just like, well, guess that's the one we have to get. So I'm really glad, and that cow was super cute, so I'm glad that it found a good home, and she named it Lulu on the spot, so I liked that. I also sold my Raymond plushie at this market, so I sold all 3 of my Animal Crossing kitties this year, which I'm very happy about. I sold my little Christmas kitty from RedMillsCrochet, and the same lady that bought my Luna Moth Dragon. Selling my Luna Moth Dragon at this market was literally the only reason that it was really worth it, because I didn't sell a lot of items total, but that was my highest priced item that I have. So I made $200 from that, and she was actually holding up my Gem of the Dragon, which I have listed for $60, and my Luna Moth Dragon, and she was like looking at them side by side, and I told her, hey, like if you want to take a closer look at the Luna Moth Dragon, feel free to pick it up and, you know, touch it, hold it, whatever you need to do. And she ended up going with the Luna Moth Dragon, so that was very exciting, and she was super sweet. I hope the person that she's gifting it to really enjoys it, and it's always really nice when somebody can appreciate all the hard work that you put into something, because at so many of these craft shows that I've brought her to, everyone's been like, $200, can you believe it? And it's just like, listen, that took me probably like 15 hours. I don't know, maybe not that. I don't know. It took me a long time. If anyone else in here has made a Luna Moth Dragon and you remember how long it took you, please comment, because I know multiple days, maybe even a couple of weeks, but it's a beautiful pattern though, and I'm glad that somebody could see its worth. So yeah, so she bought the Christmas kitty and the Luna Moth Dragon, and I'll put pictures of both of them up. And both of those patterns are by RedMillsCrochet, and I don't know, I feel like almost every pattern that I have by her and Dee Dee's plushies, I feel like they almost always sell, or they definitely grab attention, at least at markets. And also with Pokemon, Crafted for Comforts, Pokemon almost always sell at the first market that I take them to. So I sold a couple of little $10 turtles that I worked my butt off the week before to get done. I made 7 of them and I sold 2. I also sold my giraffe from Dee Dee's plushies. So here is what my booth looked like after the market. So that's all the inventory that I'll have going into the new year. I'll probably list some of this stuff on Etsy soon, but I'm definitely gonna be kind to myself. I'm giving myself a break because I worked so hard this year. I hurt my wrist, so I need to take a break anyway. Whenever I'm actually crocheting, it's uncomfortable. It's not to the point where it's like really hurting me. It's just like kind of uncomfortable. So I'd rather play it safe than, you know, have a more serious injury down the line. But I'm just gonna give myself a break. I have like 3 more projects I have to make before the end of the year, and today it is the 16th. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all how much money I made at the second market, so sorry about that. So I made a total of $582 at the show, but keep in mind, $200 of that was the Luna Moth Dragon, so it definitely made it worth it because I sold that. But the booth fee for that one was $150, so I came out of that one with $432 of profit. Yay! Overall, a great year. I want to thank everyone who's following me over on Instagram. I hit 15,000 followers today, and it's unreal that many people like care about what I'm making or what I'm doing. And when I started this journey about 2 years ago, I actually started crocheting on New Year's of 2022. So it has been about 2 years. You know, I've just been so thankful for all of the people that I've met in the crochet community, and sorry, he tried to bite me. And it's such a welcoming place, and you know, now I can't imagine my life without crochet in it. I'm really excited to bring y'all some more patterns next year. I'm excited to test some patterns for some fellow creators, and I'm just excited to see where this journey takes me. So yeah, I'm probably gonna take it easy for the rest of the month. I have so many ideas for 2025, and I think that you're really gonna enjoy them. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if I end up not posting a video next week, then I'll see you next year. But if not, I'll see you next week.